Hi Aquarius, this is your horoscope for December 2017. Now, kind of a problem for you to start with already. 2nd of December through until the 22nd, Mercury, the communication planet, goes retrograde. So it appears to be going backwards. It's in Sagittarius and it's in your 11th house. So you're someone who likes to innovate and who likes to kind of think for themselves and who's interested in new ideas. Mercury in Sag in retrograde is going to make that really difficult. And you may feel uninspired, you may feel flat, you may feel like, nothing is going anywhere and I have to work much harder at getting these ideas, or even living in your own little world where you're thinking about things and working things in your mind and trying to make sense of them. That's going to be much more difficult. So try and get that stuff out of you. Try and make it tangible, physical. Write it down, type it out. Get it outside of your head into some sort of tangible format. It's going to help make it clearer. On the 3rd of December, we've got a full moon in Gemini, which works really, really well for you because you're an air sign. Gemini is like your cousin, really. So Gemini, this full moon is got the number vibration of 1111, which is a huge indicator of like a doorway appearing in your life, which is a real opportunity. I've made a separate video on this full moon on the 3rd. Have a look at that. It goes into a lot more detail. But for you, Aquarius, it happens in your 5th house of romantic relationships and children. So the big doorway and the big opportunity that can open is in your romantic life. So that's, I mean, you know, if you want to be with someone, if you're happy being single, whatever, if you do want a relationship, it's an amazing opportunity to make that a reality. On the 11th of December through until the 31st of December, Saturn, the planet of structure, begins to conjunct the Sun, which is your identity, and that also happens in your 11th house. So when these two kind of conjunct, you're going to feel really rigid in terms of your views, but you're also going to be indecisive. So I don't want to make changes, but I don't really know what to do, what's going on. So especially from the 11th until the 20th, this is difficult. Don't try and figure things out too much. What am I after? What are my hopes and dreams? Because it's going to feel very foggy and you're going to be unable to decide. Is this going to work? Isn't it? And you can just go around and round and round in your head. It's much easier from the 20th onwards when Saturn moves into Capricorn in your 12th house of spirituality. On the 17th of December, we have got Mars, the male principle of desire and drive. That's sitting next to Jupiter, the lucky planet, and they sit together in Scorpio in your 10th house of career. So that's really good news. They form a relationship with Neptune, the dream planet of manifestation, a harmonious relationship. They're 120 degrees apart, so they start to blend their energies together. What you want, you can manifest, and the good luck of Jupiter ensures that it will be manifested. So this is the 17th. So things start to get clearer. Remember, you're still a little bit confused with the Saturn-Sun conjunction. So be inspired, make notes. I want to open a chip shop or you know, a new corporation, or I want to move there and build this. Make a note of the inspirations that you're getting, especially if they have to do with money, abundance, how to create prosperity in your own life. That's the topic, and that's where the good luck is going to serve you the most in your career and in the way you make money. But mull them over until the 20th and then take action instead of, again, torturing yourself by saying, I don't know what to do and I have to act. You don't have to act. You can mull these things over and wait. On the 18th of December, Saturn begins to conjunct Venus. Venus, again, is the planet of love and beauty, and she wants to get going. She wants to start these new projects. She's also forming a trine with Uranus, the planet of desire and rebellion and eccentricity now, yesterday. So that's, everything is kind of speeding up. But until the 20th again, you're going to be uncertain about what it is you truly love and what you want to do. And from the 20th, it's simply going to be, I love this, I'm doing it. So you can save yourself a lot of kind of gray cells by making the decision on the 20th instead of on between the 11th and 20th, because it's going to be much harder to just work things out for yourself. On the 18th as well, this is the final spanner in the works. We've got a new moon happening in Sagittarius in your 11th. So the new moon, I'll make a separate video as well, but it pulls in energy to start its new cycle, and Sagittarius is a centaur. So the normal speed is gallop. Move ahead now, quick, quick, quick. And you've got Saturn, the moon, your midheaven, transiting midheaven, your sun, your Venus, and your Mercury in Sagittarius in your 11th. So it's like all systems go. You've got Uranus and Aries in your 3rd. So you're really going to struggle to kind of not spin your, or not to move forward with stuff. But it's better to, I don't know what Windows reminds me to update it. I don't, okay. Cool your heels, because you're not going to be certain which direction you're galloping off to. And it's much better to save your energy and to just gallop off in one direction once you know what you're doing than into 3 and then undoing the work that you've done. So the 20th is the magic date for you, which is when Saturn moves into Capricorn and it moves into your 12th house. Now, this is amazing. Like for you, you're the luckiest out of all of the signs, because the 12th house is the house of spirituality and it's the house of spiritual strength. And having Saturn in the house of spiritual strength, Saturn is like a high-rise skyscraper. It is structure. Capricorn is this mountain goat, which is so ambitious and wants to work to get to the top of the hill. It's always driving forward. That sitting in your 12th house of spirituality gives you such spiritual resilience and makes you so kind of confident in yourself that if you dream it, if you want it, if you desire it, all you have to do is put in some action and you will have it. And really, it's as simple as that. So the self-doubt, I can't because I'm not educated enough, my mother hated me, so I will never be able to do this. All of those things go away and they're replaced with this. All you need to do is dream it, take the appropriate action based on what you want, and you'll get what you want. You also have Pluto and the moon in Capricorn in your 12th. Pluto is the planet of rebirth. In Capricorn, you can transform your life through the actions. And the moon in Capricorn, you feel very comfortable working and just putting the left foot in front of the right foot and doing it over until you get what you want. So you're moving into 2018 here stronger than anybody else. So don't doubt yourself. The only warning with Saturn in Capricorn in your 12th is that you will feel responsible for everything. Everything falls to you. You know, I'm not making enough money. It's my fault because I'm not clever enough. It's not true. Just change jobs, okay? So the point of that is to inject some fun into your life, to not take on the responsibility of things that really aren't your fault. I mean, that job example, for instance, you're in that job because you made a decision in the past to be in that job. You were doing the best you could at the time. You're now in a different place and you can make new decisions. So don't beat yourself up about past decisions. You were doing the best you can. Thank yourself and say, I am now ready to make these amazing decisions, and they're going to result in amazing results. 21st of December is the winter solstice, so it's the shortest day in the northern hemisphere, other way around in the southern. You've got your north node in Leo in your 7th house of relationships at 17 degrees. So you're going to understand what it is you want in relationships. So if you're 39 years old and you're female and you're thinking, you know, do I want a family? All my girlfriends are putting loads of pressure on me. They're saying, you know, my clock is ticking. I have to do it. I should do it now. Do I actually want children? Do I want to have children? Because not all of us do. You'll get an answer really, really quickly and clearly. Or do I want to be in a relationship or do I want to be single? Like, really? I know society tells me that I need to be partnered to be happy, but what do I want? I was watching something on Gloria Steinem the other day, and I was so impressed because she had this philosophy of I'm fine being single, which is something I have never had, ever. My biggest thing has always been relationship. And then once I'm in it, it's like, you're annoying. How can I get out? But she was getting this interview when she was 38. She was like, I'm not interested in a relationship. And it just didn't register on her radar. It just wasn't a priority. And then when she was in her 60s, she met this guy and fell madly in love and got married. And he only lived for a short time. He got ill with cancer and he died. And then she was back on her own, but she was totally comfortable with all of it. I mean, obviously she grieved over the loss of her love But fundamentally, she knew within herself that even though society said that, you know, especially during that time, I mean, she was doing stuff in the 60s and 70s. And during that time, I mean, you know, if you didn't have a man by your side, people looked at you funny, right? So it's that strength of character that I really admire in making your own decisions for yourself. And you have the opportunity to do that here on the winter solstice when it comes to what you want out of relationships. 24th of December, so Christmas Eve, everything is kind of in your 3rd and 12th house and 2nd house. Okay, so Uranus is in Aries in your 3rd, so you may say some off-the-wall things. But with all of the Capricorn in your 12th, you're kind of disciplined. And you're aware of the work that other people have put into things and what work you've put into things, and you're going to work hard to try and maintain things. So Uranus in Aries can kind of make you a little bit quick to jump the gun when expressing opinions. So just be aware of that, because at Christmas tensions are high anyway, you know, with relatives who see each other like once a year. And if you're in that situations and you say, "Oh, aren't you stupid?" How funny. I just noticed that. It's not going to go down well. So be careful. 25th of December, so Christmas Day, Venus goes into Capricorn in your 12th. So that works even better now, because Venus in Capricorn is very disciplined and is very kind of together. And she knows how to love and how to love effectively. And that trines Uranus in Aries now. So it offsets that tendency to just spurt out random stuff which will offend people, even though you don't mean it. It's all you do, but it mitigates that. You're able to have a better time and you're able to have a better Christmas. So 25th for you is much better than the 24th. Finally, New Year's Eve, the 31st of December. Oh, the moon is in Gemini in your 5th house. So the moon in Gemini, the glyph of Gemini is a Roman numeral 2, and it's a doorway. And it's at 17 degrees, which turns into 8, which is power. So for New Year's, romantic relationships, really, really positive, especially if you're meeting someone new. So make sure you're out and about on New Year's Eve, you're doing something, and that you connect with other people. Really positive day for you in terms of love and romance. And that kind of quincunxes Venus in Capricorn, and it forms a yod with Mars and Jupiter in your 10th. So the emotional depth that you've got, together with Venus working very hard to bring love into your life, combined with that moon, and it's almost like, well, it's not almost, it's divinely intended for you to meet someone on the 31st. What a great ending to the year, what a great start to the new year. Amazing. So if you're single, congrats. Make sure you go out and you make the most of this. So I hope that gives you something to go on for December. If you'd like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you next month.